I'm Dick Van Dyke.
And I'm Eric Judy. And today, the topic is annuities, the best financial product no one really wants.
Can you imagine that no one would want an annuity, Eric?
No.
Is that a true statement?
No, the people I talk to every day, everybody wants an annuity.
But that's different. Folks, the people that we talk to, maybe someone like yourself that's actually went to our national website, and as Eric likes to remind
International
website, but goes to our website, and they're already in the mindset of an annuity.
Right, they're doing their research, they're doing the background on why this might work for them.
Right, so we might be just a little bit skewed, do you think?
Well, we're taking that based off an article, and interestingly enough, it was written by an actuary who works for an insurance company, and his comment, and I love this: annuities are not sexy. You hand over your money to an insurance company who then puts you on a seemingly stingy allowance for the rest of your life. Well, that sounds pretty pathetic, if you ask me.
Well, and I do have to say that before I knew much about annuities, many years ago, that never entered my mind, never crossed my train of thought. Would I rather have a new car, a new house,
rather than
or an annuity?
Now, come on. Well, that's not fair. Everybody would rather have a new car or a new house.
That's right. And really, when we think about it, and that's a lot what this article gets into, is we build this money up, we accumulate this money, and we like the idea of hanging on to it, controlling it, investing it, whatever we choose to do with our money, but to hand it over to an insurance company and let them give us money back, it's kind of a transitional state that we go through to make these type of decisions, and there has to be a pretty good reason behind it.
Well, and I come from a family of educators. I've kind of talked about that.
Right.
Right now in Illinois, they're fighting to maintain their pension.
Right.
Well, what's an annuity really?
It's a pension style income.
And for today's 401k, investors, they're basically, when you get your retirement, you've got this lump sum.
Right.
Do you want to keep the lump sum, or would you rather have a pension?
The vast majority of retirees, before they retire, and they have this choice, not all companies give this choice, but there's a lot of corporations that will give the employee the choice of a lump sum or a pension. Now, the vast majority choose the pension. They've worked their entire life
for the seemingly stingy income for life.
Yeah. And yet, even those that would take the lump sum, in many cases, will turn right around with that lump sum and buy a commercial annuity that they feel is a better option than maybe the pension the company was going to offer. So we tend to get it when it comes to that lump sum that comes from the employer, but yet many times we've worked all of our lives, build up this money, and what's the purpose of it?
Well, it's mine. I want to keep it.
What's it supposed to accomplish?
And that's exactly it. It's just future spending. It's not savings, it's future spending is what we've saved for. But we don't think of it in those terms.
Right.
We think of, this is money I saved. I don't want to give it to somebody and then have them give me a seemingly small allowance.
Right. And that's where the insurance companies, their job is to look at risk, to manage risk, to know what's realistic. And you'll have to read this report, folks, and kind of get the gist of what this person's saying, because he actually is an actuary, and he's really laying out that these insurance companies don't always win on this stuff.
Well, and he talked about, annuities are much better. The design and what they pay out in today's era is much better than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Right, a
and
lot's changed.
That you really do have a actuarial advantage to buying an annuity. And he admits that, even though I know this advantage exists, I'm not so sure I might
be standoffish when I first retire, but maybe as my age advances, I'm going to be more apt to do this. And this kind of brings me back to a lot of the buzz that is out there and things we talk about with the hybrid annuity. Yeah. But one of the things that appeals so much to folks on a hybrid style annuity is that they are able to kind of control that lump sum what we call majority control. The first 10 years or so of an annuity, you have some surrender charges, so you control about 90% of it during that first 10 years, and those surrender charges decline. So after 10 years, you control 100% of it, and you still have a lifetime income, and yet, if you haven't used that money in your account, it all can all go on to your heirs or your spouse or, you know, whatever's, you know, important to you.
Exactly. So, and it's in his last point, and I think, I guess in summation here, he talks about, you know what, everybody has, even if you have that lump sum investment, you have usually a portion that's in equities, and you have a portion as you get closer to retirement that we should all be moving into those fixed payments, bonds, you know, CD style.
Safety.
So, what would be wrong with taking those more conservative assets, turning that into an annuity, and then just truly letting your equities run and knowing that you have that guarantee, that income coming out?
Well, Eric, obviously, you know, this is what we talk to our clients about. We talk to them about a balanced allocation, not putting everything into annuities, not necessarily having everything in the market, finding that balance that works for each individual. And so to me, he's you know, right along the lines of what we continue to explain to people.
Yes, he takes care of the foundation very well.
So Eric, would you say that an annuity is something that no one wants?
All right, there are a few people that want annuities. So.
Well, folks, we're not saying that an annuity is going to be the end all and the be all or exactly what you need. But you do want to look at it closely and determine where it might fit into your overall financial picture. And we really appreciate you spending the time with us today.
You have a great afternoon or day.
Thank you.
Thank you.